Loomers, Joyce here. Welcome back for another one of my Looney tutorials. I'm getting some really sweet feedback on my tutorials and designs from you all, and I just wanted to let you know that that really means a lot to me, so thanks a lot for that. So today we're going to be making a new loom design of my own called the Loom Knight. And it's one we're going to do with only our hook and some bands. So it is called the Loom Knight after our favorite Dark Knight Batman, because one of the steps when looming reminded me of him. As you can see, it's kind of like a Batman mask here, at least in my imagination it is. I don't know how about you guys. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. Please stay tuned till the end of the video so I can show you what tags you need to use when you post your creations so I don't miss out on seeing them. Okay, enough yakety yak, let's grab our stuff and let's get looming. For this design you will need your hook, of course. I highly recommend using a double-ended hook because this design requires a lot of sliding and turning, so you definitely need a double-ended hook for that. The Loom hook on the Rainbowloom website is excellent for this design. I plan on ordering one really soon. We will need a C-clip for closing purposes, and of course I will be keeping my cap band in check with this little dude over here. I will be using 3 colors for this bracelet in the same color scheme as this one right here. I will be laying out a pattern for you a little bit later, so you will know what bands correspond to what color, and you can match your own colors to that pattern. Okay? That's it. Let's go! Now this design is a chain-based design. And maybe you've seen the Pluviale 2024 tutorial already, because that just means that we're going to make a single chain first, and we're going to work with different sections of the links on that chain to create our pattern. Okay, so the first thing we're going to have to do is make this single chain, and I suggest we start with 20 links first. I will show you how to do it. First, we're going to have to place a cap band on our hook, of course. So you put the band on, give it a twist, put the other end back on. And yes, of course, you guessed it by now, I'm totally sticking a hook in it. There we go, to keep it in check. And then you're simply going to add 20 links to that chain. So you put a band on your hook, pull it under both loops of the cap band, and you close it up. Then you have added 1 link. And you do this 19 more times. Just to begin with, you can always add more links later or take some links off if your bracelet is too long when you get to the end of your pattern. I will tell you how to do that when we get to the section where I show you how to close it up. Okay, so you do that until you have added 20 links. Now I didn't lay out a pattern for you yet because in this design it's a little bit different, and we first had to make the single chain, of course, but I will explain the pattern to you now. Okay, so when we look at our bracelet, we can see that all the little links that we just made, the individual links, are actually one section of the bracelet. And we're going to be pulling through 1 band on either side, in my case that's black, of that link. And then we're going to move over to the next link and pull 1 band, in my case that's red, through it all. And then we're going to start again with pulling 1 band through either side of that link. Scooch over and pull 1 band through it all. Okay, you will see it when I explain it, of course. I will be putting a thumbnail at the top of the screen with a close-up of this and the pattern. So it's very simple in this case. It's 1 band on either side of the link, and then we move over to the next link and pull 1 band through that. So you can match up your colors to that if you want to. Once your chain is about 20 links long, you are going to clip off your last band with a C-clip. Yes, I did that off camera because I'm so clumsy. And then you can safely take out your hook, and we're going to put it through the cap band on the other side. Now, I highly recommend you putting a C-clip through your cap band if you don't have a stitch marker like me, because for the start of the pattern it's way easier if you can keep your cap band in check a little bit and make sure that it stays flat and is easily identifiable. Okay? Okay, now we're going to begin with the pattern right away, but all beginnings and endings of hook-only designs are always a little bit different than the rest of the design, because you have to make a start and you want to make a nice closure. And for the rest of this pattern, we're going to be working with the individual links of the chain. But of course, we have to deal with the cap band first, right? So also, it's very important in this design that you keep the right side of that chain facing you at all times, because the pattern definitely, the bracelet I mean, definitely has a front and a back side, right? So we have the front, which has the masks facing you, and the back side, you can just see that single chain. So we're going to start by pulling through our mask colored band, and the first band you're going to pull under the first loop of that cap band, come up on the other side, close it up. And I want you to make a slip knot. So that means that you either pull this end of the band under that end of the band, or what's also very easy is that you take the inner side of that band you just pulled through and drop it over that outer side of the band and over the hook, making your slip knot. Okay? And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to slide everything to the other side, turn our hook around, and we're going to pull our next mask colored band under that other loop of the cap band. Come up on the other side, close it up. Take the inner side of that band, pull it over the outer side and over the end of your hook and drop it off. Okay? So we already have our first mask made now. If I tug on the bracelet a little bit, you can see it. There is the mask. It's upside down, but there you go. You see? So we know that this is the front of the bracelet. On the back side, that doesn't show up, that mask, right? That's because we put the slip knots on one side of our single chain. Now I'm going to slide and turn my bracelet here. It depends on if you're left or right-handed, but this is easier for me. Because what I want you to do is pick up the next link in the chain. To pick up the next link in the chain, we have to take our hook out of that first loop on our bracelet. So you just hold on to that loop. You go to the next link in your chain. Put your hook through the middle, come out the other side and put the slip knot, so the mask band, back on your hook. Let's call it the ear, right? And now you can pull through the next band of your pattern. So for me, that's red, that inner band. And you're going to pull it through all 4 loops on your hook. Like so. And then you're going to put your hook back through all 4 of those loops, come up on the other side, hold on to that end you just pulled through with your finger, and put the other end of the loop you just pulled through on your hook as well. Okay? Then you're going to grab that last part of the band, fold it over the ear, so to speak, grab that ear and pull it off your hook, if I can get a hold of it. Pull it off your hook, drop that inner band off, and put the ear back on your hook. So you made a little curl in the band, right? See? Now you're still holding on to the other end of the band, right? Make sure you do that. So we're going to slide everything to the other side, turn it around, and we're going to do the same thing. Make sure you have enough room to work with, give it a little tug if you have to. Fold it over the ear, grab that ear. Oops, I was out of frame there, I'm sorry. I will show you a few more times, don't worry. Grab that ear, you pull it over the end of the hook, drop off that middle band, put the ear back on your hook, and there you go. Now you've already made a decent start in your bracelet so far, you see? That's the end of the pattern. So now we can start again by adding those 2 mask colored band on our next link. So we're working with the link now instead of the cap band, okay? So we're going to pull 1 mask colored band through the first 2 loops on our hook. And we're going to make that slip knot again. So we're grabbing that inner band of the band you just pulled through, pull it over the outside of that band and over the hook. Now we're going to slide and turn. And we do the same thing. Pull our, that band was a bit wonky. Let me grab another one. So there we go. So we pull it under the first 2 loops on our hook. Put the other end back on our hook. Make our slip knot. There we go. I identify which is the front and which is the back of our bracelet. I can see the mask on this side, so I'm good like this. If you're looking at this side, that's the back. So you need to slide and turn then, okay? It depends on if you're left or right-handed too, of course. Now, we're going to be picking up the next link in our chain again. So identifying the next link, that's this one. Grab a hold of that ear, take my hook out, put it in the next link, put the ear back on, and then we can pull through that middle colored band, red in my case, under all 4 loops on our hook. Hang on to the end you just pulled through with your finger. Don't let go. Put your hook back inside those 4 loops and put the other end of the band you just pulled through on your hook. We're going to fold that over the ear. Grab the ear. Pull it to the end of your hook, drop it over, and only put the ear band back on your hook. So you made a curl. Okay? Hang on, slide to the other side, and we're going to do the exact same thing. Sometimes you tug on the inner band a little bit to make some room, fold it over the ear, like so. Grab the ear colored band, pull it over your hook, drop off that middle colored band, and put your hook back through the ear. So you've made a curl, okay? And now I'm going to turn everything around because I like working this way with the front of the bracelet facing me, but that's totally up to you. And now we can start adding the next bands of the next pattern again. So I'm going to put a timestamp right here in the video, and I will do a few more sections with you so you can follow along, right? The beginning is always a bit harder and a bit wonky and clunky, guys. That's just how it is with hook only designs, okay? And this bracelet is a bit finicky because we're doing a lot of sliding and turning and folding things over, so bear with me, okay? I'll put the timestamp right here. Now, before we start working on the next section, make sure that you're looking at the front of the bracelet, right? We don't want the mask to be showing up on the back. Now, the first band we're going to pull through is our mask colored band, and you pull it under the first 2 loops of your hook. And then you make your slip knot, so you put the back end over the front and over the end of your hook. Slide and turn, and do the same thing. Now you're ready to pick up the next link in your chain. Like I said, I want to be working up, so I'm going to slide and turn. And I'm taking my hook out of that first ear. As you can see, the slip knots are pretty sturdy, but just be careful. And I put my hook back through the next link. Put the ear back on my hook. And then we pull the inner colored band through all 4 loops on our hook. Hang on to that band we just pulled through, put our hook back through those 4 loops and put the other end on our hook. Fold that end over that first ear, grab that ear, drag it over the end of your hook, drop off that inner colored band and put the ear back on your hook. Slide and turn, do the same thing on the other side. I always keep hold of that band the whole time, so I'm sure that it won't pop on the other side, you know, it won't move to the other side, I mean. Grab hold of that band, fold it over the other ear, grab the ear, so satisfying to do, tug on it, take your hook off, put only the ear back on your hook, and then you're ready to make your slip knots again. So we pull our mask colored band under the first 2 loops on our hook. You make your slip knot, you slide and turn and do the same thing on the other side. There we go. And now we're ready to pick up the next link in our chain. So I'm grabbing a hold of that ear, Putting my hook through the middle of that link. Put the ear back on my hook and pull a middle colored band through again. Put your hook through all 4 loops. Put the other end of the middle colored band on your hook, fold it over the ear, grab the ear, drag it over the end, only put the ear back on your hook. Same thing on the other side. So the pattern itself is pretty easy, it's just a little bit finicky. We slide and turn a lot and we grab bands, and of course we started with the single chain, but I find it a very fun design to do. Okay, so now we're ready to pull our next slip knots through our musk colored band. So pull it under the first 2 loops on your hook. Make your slip knot. And then we slide and turn, and we do the same thing on the other side. Make your slip knot. Oh, I lost it there. Okay. Now we're ready to pick up the next link in our chain. Pull our middle colored band through. Pick up all 4 bands again and put the other end of the band on our hook. Fold it over the ear. Only put the ear back on your hook. Slide and turn, and we do the same thing on the other side. Give it a little tug. Grab the ear. Let that inner collar band fall off. And there. Another section done. Now if you need more help, you can go back to the timestamp where it says pattern repeat. And if you got it from here, I will see you at the top of your single chain to show you how to finish your bracelet and give it a nice closure. Once your bracelet reaches the desired length and you reach your C-clip, you can simply take off your C-clip. Now, maybe you have added a few too many links on your single chain when we first started. That's no worries at all. You just keep your hook where it is, unclip your C-clip, and just pull out some of those single links until you reach your hook, and then you're back in this position as well, okay? And then we're simply going to pull through that band that we kept curling around the ears of the mask. So that's exactly the same as we've been doing this whole time. On the other side. Like so. Let me turn it around so we see the face. Okay. And then you simply pull 1 extra link to all 4 bands on your hook. Close it up. And you can put your C-clip back on there. Now on the other side, you put the C-clip on the cap band. It can be a little bit hidden because of the first bands we pulled through, but you can see it here, right? So you can put your C-clip on there. And there we have it. My Batman, my Loom night bracelet. Well, that was it for today, Looney Loomers. I hope you all had fun making my Loom night bracelet as much as I did designing it. Please remember, when you have made this bracelet and you post it on social media, be sure to tag me in the pictures and use the hashtags you see on your screen. So hashtag Loom night bracelet and 33shintara33, so I don't miss out on seeing your creations. And please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel with the button right here. And come find me on Instagram too for more of my content and creations, and so you can see what tutorials will be coming up next. I will give sneak peeks. The link to that is in the description box down below. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to message me here or on Instagram. You can always shoot me a private message if you want to. I will try to answer you as quickly as I can. You're always welcome here. Also, should you have made a design you want me to make a tutorial for, please feel free to contact me on Instagram or here or on Facebook. Send me some private messages if you can and some pictures, and we'll see if I can make a tutorial for you too. It'd be my honor. I'm specifically looking for some designs you could do on the loom, because I have a lot of hook only designs already, but you can also send those, of course. But yeah, some designs on the loom would be amazing. Stay tuned, turn on your notifications so you don't miss anything. Stay colorful, stay creative, and most of all, stay loony. That's all, folks.